Fair use copyright, fair use copyright. Family, we're gonna make sense of this thing. And in making sense of it, it's gonna empower you. It's gonna prompt you to want to do things that maybe seem like they out of your league. But I assure you, there's a power that's greater in you that's ready to show you the way. Fair use copyright, fair use copyright. We're gonna use this for, let's see what, I want you to just watch this because it lets you know the time when, and when I'm reading the Bible, when I'm listening to things like this, it takes me straight to the Bible, family. Check it out. This man here, I think he gives a complete and thorough analysis, speaking truthfully as to the effects. For every cause, there's an effect, family. I don't care who it is. Let's just look at it and you will know who it's talking about. Then that should help you make more sound judgment.
So, of course, there could be war between Turkish-backed forces and the United States. There could be.
And while I'm watching this, I'm gonna sit here and make me some prints.
And Israel, that would bring a
I have.
war. There could be a new war with
What
Iran.
are these
We don't have
vinyl
clarity on
custom
this.
prints?
The Israel lobby in the United States has been so dominant and so reckless, and Netanyahu is absolutely so profoundly irresponsible, and his government is perhaps even worse than Netanyahu, though that's a little hard to say. But this is a completely extremist government that is absolutely aiming for a wider war. Everything is possible right now in the Middle East. Israel wants wider war. It wants to pull Trump into a wider war. There will be people in his government that want a wider war. There will be people that oppose it. And Netanyahu definitely is angling for a wider war. So, unfortunately, in our world,
Actually, sitting here in the studio,
decisions of a few people shape the fate.
I'm actually sitting here in the studio creating prints. It's day one of coming into the newness. Come on. Actually working from home, fam. I'm excited. I'm still working on cars, but I ain't thinking about no cars. I'm working in areas where it's producing the most. Ain't nobody on that Cupid stuff. People. I don't do Cupid. What the hell going on with this computer? It's now heavy snow. It was snowing last time I looked out. Let's see what Mr. Jeffries.
These are hundreds of millions.
Get back to Mr. Jeffries.
Billions of people. And that's the situation that we're in right now. Nobody gets to vote on this. This is a decision of a few people. They do not behave well very often. Obvious. We are one vote away from a solution that would bring peace to the Middle East. And that one vote is the veto that the United States imposed on having a state of Palestine as a sovereign state alongside Israel on the borders of the 4th of June, 1967, according to international law. The United States has vetoed this on behalf of Israel. This, to my mind, is the root of the conflicts throughout the region. The Netanyahu doctrine is there will never be a Palestinian state, and because of that, there will be resistance to Israel, and because of that, Israel must be at war with every government in the region that supports the Palestinian cause. And this goes back 30 years. And Israel has provoked wars all over the region to try to replace regimes that are behind Palestine and behind Hamas and Hezbollah, who fight for Palestine. And so rather than having peace, we have war. And the United States has gone to war on Israel's behalf repeatedly, to the great detriment of the world, to the great detriment of the United States, and to the great detriment, in my view, of Israel's long-term security as well. This is the basic choice. Do we have peace or do we have expanding war? And the hold of the Israel lobby on American politics has been so strong that the choice has been expanding war in Lebanon, in Syria, in Iraq, in Sudan, in Somalia, in Libya, and if Netanyahu gets his way, in Iran. And the things that we've been talking about before are the things that destroy nations and destroy economies. Western hegemony is, let's just say, delusional, and it was always cruel, but it is a dramatic anachronism in our time. The idea, the presumption that the United States in any way should lead the world. This is a place of 4.1%.
Stop playing. Get out people way.
Percent of the world population, 4.1%, should deem itself as the world's leader is of course an absurd delusion at this stage of world history. And yet there are people in Washington who believe in it. And as long as they believe in it, and as long as the U.S. has invested more than $1 trillion a year in its war machine, these risks remain absolutely dramatic. I'm a very big fan of the Belt and Road Initiative because it is an initiative of connected infrastructure, roads, fast rail, power, 5G, digital. These are the things that make an economy function properly. They are peaceful, they are cooperative, they bring nations together. I think the BRICS is aiming for a peaceful, multipolar world. Of course, the United States says the opposite, that the BRICS are aiming to bring down the so-called rules-based order. The rules-based order, I think everybody should understand at this stage, means U.S. hegemony. Yes, the BRICS are aiming to end the hegemony of the United States or any other country for that matter. They're aiming for a multipolar world. These are countries that are especially interested in economic development. They are developing countries. They want higher living standards. They want peace. They do not want continued wars. And that project of Belt and Road or these corridors, these are economic projects. They aren't NATO expansion. They aren't military bases. They aren't annexation. They aren't Greater Israel. These are economic projects. They make a lot of sense. But what you're saying is not good speculation about the future. It is the historical record. What has happened to every intervention? There is ongoing, nonstop war and division. This is true, of course, in Iraq. It's true, obviously, in Lebanon. It is true, obviously, in Syria, where this country has been completely dismantled, broken in every way. It was a functioning, middle-income country with normal development prospects before 2011, before the deliberate attempt to destroy it. What has happened in Libya since Gaddafi was brought down? Did that bring peace and democracy?
No.
These fools in my government pretend it will? No, of course not. It has brought non-stop civil war. Somalia, it doesn't exist as a functioning country to this day. Sudan, absolutely astounding. There are millions of people on the brink of starvation. There is a war inside Sudan, a civil war, and there's a civil war in South Sudan. In other words, what has happened? This 7 wars in 5 years strategy of Netanyahu and the Israel lobby. Yes, they've remade the Middle East into a catastrophe, into an ongoing, fulminant war zone. And Netanyahu's most fervent hope till this day is war with Iran. And of course, the other, it's not an irony, it's the tragedy of all of this. Iran has been indicating, I can't wait to see it go, for 2 years, peace offerings, saying we want to negotiate, we want to find a diplomatic resolution. I spoke with another intermediary yesterday who asked not to be identified, who was involved in high-level discussions where Iran was trying to reach out to find a diplomatic approach. We have a remarkable statement by General Wesley Clark that is very well known, that after the 9/11 attack, Wesley Clark visited the Pentagon and he was shown a piece of paper that said 7 countries would be overthrown in 5 years. And the list was Iraq, Syria, Iran, Lebanon, Somalia, Sudan, and Libya. And Clark expressed befuddlement and bewilderment. What does this have to do with 9/11? And the answer was, we're making the Middle East over again. This was
so that's why Trump
great
doing that.
strategy from 1996, now to be implemented.
Phew.
And in September 2001, though Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11, the decision was made immediately that to implement this of the Middle East, the first invasion would be of Iraq. By itself is interesting, just as a footnote. And the reason that they chose Iraq first was not because of Saddam or weapons of mass destruction, which they knew did not exist, but rather there was a legal fiction that they could use, a 1998 Iraq Liberation Act, which had been passed by Congress and signed by President Clinton, that made it the law of the land that Saddam Hussein should be removed from power. Now, let me state at the outset, I think Netanyahu is a madman. I think what Israel has done is destructive beyond belief. But the point is that there has been a plan. The plan has been to remake the Middle East in Israel's image, if you will. And already back in 1996, in a neocon paper written for the new Israeli Prime Minister at the time, Benjamin Netanyahu, called Clean Break, this was described. The clean break was a clean break of the Middle East, that Israel, of course, meaning the United States, military backing Israel, would take out Israel's enemies. And this has been an operational plan, strangely enough, at least since 9/11. I think the interesting starting point is a statement by Netanyahu a couple of days ago. He gave a press conference. He said that this is a completion of a step-by-step process that Israel has been pursuing. And I think that that is not bragging, if I could put it in that odd way. I think that that is an accurate statement of what has happened. But it's not only an Israeli effort of the last few months with its war on Hamas and Hezbollah, which dramatically weakened the military base of the Assad government, which depended on Hezbollah for some military backing. But this is a campaign of Israel, as Netanyahu himself said, that is to remake the Middle East that goes back 30 years, actually. I think that there are strong reasons that go beyond Syria for the rapprochement of Iran and Saudi Arabia, not the least of which is that each of these two countries actually wants normalcy and economic development. They actually do not want ongoing war. I think Israel and the United States are the main provocateurs in the region, and I think the failure of the diplomacy to establish peace through a state of Palestine alongside the state of Israel.
There you have it. Well, there you have it. We already know that. Like I heard Trump talking about all the money that's going into certain programs, and the programs don't make any sense. Where to make you wonder, these must be kickbacks. Could nobody be starting such a program? It don't even freaking make sense. So the money has to be a kickback. It goes out, but it's funneled back in. I said, wow. I was just talking about that, and I had a few people tell me, well, you really need it. Man, shut up. I was just talking about that, and because of this happening, that means there will be a shift with the money. A lot of this money that we see in circulation is about to dry up as far as coming through the government and the system so freely. They're going to be watching everything, family. Why do you think they're doing this? Things are about to get real stringent. They're going to make it harder. Try to stop you. I didn't say they're going to stop you. But things are about to get real stringent, family. But at the same time, I see we playing chess, family. We ain't got to worry about them. We got the Most High. Real talk. You better look at Africa. Look at Burkina Faso. We need to pay attention to the resilience of these countries, how they reclaim their country, got their people involved, reclaim their natural resources, and they got their people involved with them. They're creating entrepreneurship, training. They're bringing in real technique from real educators, engineers, scientists, and things, and they're teaching their people, the ones we laughed at. Now they got the knowledge, and they're working it, and their government is invested in them, and they're invested in their country. So why everybody talking about Africa and look at the Great West. The West don't create leaders like that. They got their chosen few, so that automatically excludes you as a leader. You're not a leader. And I believe a lot of people are about to get your wake-up call because of such. Now, that doesn't mean the world is coming to an end. It just means the West won't be functioning like it has been functioning, which makes room for you. For years, people have been whining. And for our Gentile brothers and sisters, now y'all know. You know, we weren't lying to you. We were telling you. Yeah. And now, it's come back to bite you in your butt. I see a lot of white people on here complaining. Can't pay their bills. Well, I can't pay my rent and buy groceries. Yes, you can. Who told you that lie? You just got to downsize. A lot of y'all might not want to hear that, but that's the end result. You're going to have to downsize and manage with what you got. If you're managing what you got properly, then that means you have to downsize and stabilize things so you can then go back at it. You're going to have to recreate your whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Messing with these people, and it's not over. But then you got to wonder, we sit and talk about all that America has done to us. This is Black History Week. Negro History Week. That's what it started as. And then it got fancy and turned into Black History Month. But think about it. Everything we've ever done, we've been challenged, tried, destroyed, nearly decimated Because why? All of our pushback has come from white people on everything. I'm not saying that to, try and start no racism or nothing. Not that I could start what's already here. Racism and prejudice is two different paradigms. Let's understand that first of all. But that's not my mission. I'm just speaking the truth and focusing on the resilience that came out of such. Let's think about it. All the pushback we ever had, the so-called Negroes, have came from our cousins. That's right here. I can't, I hear the other nations coming over here. Oh, black people just need to pull themselves up by their boots. They afforded every opportunity. Yeah, but we're not afford equal justice across the board like them when it comes to opportunity. The devil is a lie, family. The devil is a lie. The more I pay attention to all these businesses and things that's going out of business, I'm like, shit, the government been bankrolling them to do business all along. It's been the government putting the money in their hands so they can, uh, which ain't nothing wrong with that, but don't be asking me all these 50,000 questions that's not even relevant to what I'm actually producing and what I'm coming to you and coming to you the right way, trying to do it the right way. Don't no no don't give me this criteria to meet that you don't give all, you don't bring to all for all to meet in order to receive, the necessaries. Come on now. Y'all be playing y'all, some of y'all too. Some of y'all know what time it is. Black folk, you could say, oh well, it's opportunity. No, everybody getting a wake up call now. We're gonna see that opportunity when whatever institution you're doing business with starts to pour back on the money. Or for instance, since the money's losing power around the world because other nations who provide our resource, the dollar is nothing but a tool. And they buy bulk of it. They buy so much of it. Oh, I got to make that. They buy so much of it. Oh yeah, I gotta make that, sis. They buy so much of it for the sister shirts. Make some women shirts. Yeah, they got the little nurses on there. Okay, cricket. But y'all sure put a whole lot of other stuff in here. I'm saying I wouldn't even have my grandson or granddaughter come on here or children. I recommend no. I don't want you to see some of that stuff. I'm not liberal at all. Black people are not liberal. We conservative. We ain't into all that new stuff. Hey, we ain't into all that new stuff they doing. It's new to us, but it's the shit they do. But back to my point, this is now not just for black people, but for all people. White people, y'all gotta stop whining. You gotta stand fast. If heck, look, you've been riding with that same system that's been fucking shutting us out of every opportunity they could so they can take advantage of it. At least they did cut you in. Now the ride is over. You have to rebuild. You can recreate that ride for yourself. But you can't look at us like we don't know what we're talking about. Everything we've been telling you is the truth. Do your research. I have no reason to come on here and lie to nobody. Get the books out. You know what I'm saying? I am not a false preacher. I am not a charlatan. I'm not trying to get no money out you. I'll do my research. So when I come on here and speak, family, ring the alarm. This is what it is. How long I've been on here? 23 minutes. Okay, we're gonna keep this under 30 minutes because our people would not watch no video that's an hour, 2 hours long. So I'm learning to be a little more short-winded and adding more jewels, dropping jewels in the conversation. And I hope brothers and sisters paying attention on how to overcome, be in the world, but not of the world. Everything you looking outside of you to put in place to solve your problems is already in you. Think about it. The thought comes from within you. Then you take that thought and put action behind it to bring it to pass. That's all you. This ain't no bull crap. This ain't no I'm super metaphysical or I got some knowledge that you ain't got. No, this ain't none of that. This is real actual gems that you use every day, practical tools. You apply them every day. If you knew work one calling in, you didn't got say the company closed down, and all you got is your little whatever little compensation packages they giving y'all until they, reopen. And it's not enough. And you need more money. What are you gonna continue to um, use your credit card, making bad investments with a credit card? Now, understand what I'm saying. If you're gonna use credit, use it towards something that creates an asset. Buy something of value. You know, you don't want to buy nothing that's gonna not create value for you, where you can then in turn take it and upscale it. Make money. You get these. You got things of. It's a lot of people. Like I was explaining to my buddy, he does auto body work, and I do the automotive technology. I do the automotive repair. That works hand in hand, right? But I was explaining to him, you can have master classes like I promote myself, and I'm gonna start pushing it. Have master classes where I charge a certain amount, recurring thing, which would be every month. You can come on there, and I will do face to face, even by video, and give you the diet. If you are a do-it-yourselfer that likes to repair your automobile, you confident, but it's certain aspects of understanding understanding how the system works, how it operates, and how to navigate through it, how to disassemble and reassemble components. You might not know how to do. You might not know how to set a timing chain. You might not know how to change a timing belt water pump. But trust me, don't trust me. Prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can turn a person into a technician by giving them the right knowledge to navigate. It's for the do-it-yourselfer, because I practice this. This is a skill that I learned. I went to school and I decided to go on my own. I didn't go in the system and go getting jobs, and I tried that twice while I was in school. I never liked that. Because you have to understand, I came from a background where, yes, our families, my parents, dad and mom, which were active, professional people, and I chose to make decisions. Now, you might say it was unknowingly, but it was knowingly. I wasn't one that looked to talking about no American dream. I'm gonna have a job. I'm one that was like in De Niro, like, what the fuck is that? Barbecues and parties and all celebrating holidays. Like, what the fuck? Get the fuck out of here. Get that shit out of here. At a young age, we had a knack for getting paper, family. So, shit, some of us took chances. I was one of the ones that I knew I was special. You know how your parents, this one you gotta watch. They're a little extra. They involved in creating things. Like my mama will tell you quick, my dad too. You watch that one because he'll go in that room, be quiet, and he'll be built a rocket or something in that motherfucker, or disconnected the electrical socket. He took the plate off the socket and went in there and disconnected the lines to see how it's connected or some shit, or can he disconnect it and put it back? That's the stuff I was doing for real in real life, family. So there's no such thing as telling me no. No. So I understand there was a greater at work, even at a young age, family. I always fought the norm. I didn't just go along with what everybody else is doing. I knew I was special. And I ain't talking about how my girl be talking about, yeah, you special. No, I'm not special like that. I'm talking about in a gifted way. We got the spirit of the Most High on us. We know who we are. We are chosen people. Hate it or love it, it's the truth, family. We can get you next to the plug. You can't hate his people and think you're going into heaven. Ain't gonna work. You think you're gonna skip right by his people? Well, I didn't mess with them. Well, you should have. You should have messed with them in a righteous way. In righteousness. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get out of here. I'm sitting here creating print designs that I can sell. I can put them out there that one print design can make money. Perfecting my role, making sure everything game tight. like I said, I got some irons in the fire. And I know when I walk up on the brothers and sisters with this project I'm coming with next in the next few days, about 7 to 14 days, when I come with that, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, he official. He official. So, but right now, before they get here, I'm doing everything that's like surrounding little things. It's always some little things to do. It's always something to do. There's never a time where there's nothing to do. That don't mean you always have to be doing, but when it comes to business, I always got ideas floating for me. It's always something I'm trying to create or tap in to learn other things that I can add on to. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And it's not just for me, it's for my children, my family, and even some friends. That's just how I roll. I've never been a selfish person. I'm for the people. And what I'm doing is, like I said, it's going to be for the family and his people. And that's on everything I love. Anyway, peace and blessings. Y'all be encouraged. We ain't worried about the matrix. The Christ order coming forth. That's why it's people waking up. You want that seal, family. You don't want to be left behind. You want that seal. So they'll know you are of the Most High. You want to his. You got to walk it, talk it, think it every day. And add it to every aspect of your life. Don't wait till Sunday. No. Well, don't wait till something happens and be like, well, God, can you? Okay, you got it right now. Just talk to him. It ain't about religion. It's about communicating and having a relationship with your creator. He'll know your intentions. Just like you. You hire somebody, you want to know who you hire. You want to know who this person is, so you're going to check them out. Do your homework the right way. Now, God already blessed America. I don't think America appreciated it. America then threw their thumbed them. All of us. Think about it. People don't think they have to conform to that higher power. You the man. I like that. That higher power. They don't think the kingdom of heaven even matters right now. I don't get that. The God we serve is a living God. He's a spirit and it's alive. But for some reason, we don't feel we need to connect with that spirit on a daily basis. Lord, help us. Help us to understand and forgive us for our sins. Forgive them, Father, for we know not what we do. Judah, it's going to be all right. Okay, we've been chasing for a long time. Let's get in there now. We'll take what we got and create. All right, y'all. Peace and blessings. Bam. Oh, yeah, we're going to use all that.